Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today I have a special guest. I have Michael McGlynn representing the DMV, and he is actually on production with a new movie right now called Slasher Nerds. Michael, welcome to the Horror Room, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much, Travis, for having me, man.
No problem, man. So, tell me a little bit about Slasher Nerds.
It was actually a project that Dave Kerr did originally. It was actually his very first movie he ever made under the Slasher 15 banner. It was called Curse of the Slasher Nurse. But at that time, Dave was an unknown. He had very limited budget to make the film, so he had to really kind of pull things together to make the film. And after that, he actually made a sequel to it called Return of the Slash Nurse. A little bit more money, but still very low budget. But you got to meet like a great DP in Owen Young, who has now been our DP for all of our films ever since then. He's a great guy, over 20-year veteran in the film world. We absolutely love him to death. He's a member of our family. And then after the return, Dave decided he wanted to do something very passionate and to see what would happen with that one. And he actually made Bloody Summer Camp, which actually turned out to be pretty big hit, actually, all said and done. People really seem to resonate to it. We got Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, and we got Dave Sheridan, Officer Doofy from Scary Movie, to be a part of it. And that ended up being a big success. And then we did a home invasion film after that called Go Away, which had even a bigger study cast. We actually got even more love for our crowdfunding. And we ended up getting Tom Matthews from Friday the 13th to be a part of that. And we got Tuesday Night from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. We brought Felissa Rose back because we absolutely love Felissa to tears. We also got Elsie Holt from Your Next. We got Justin Markson, who was the clown mask killer from Haunt. And we also got Jeremy Spencer, the one of the founding members of the heavy metal band Five Finger Death Punch, to all be. And after all that success, we were getting ready to make our next film. It's a paranormal kind of comedy kind of film, but it's much, much more than that. I'm not doing it justice. Call it Awfully Strange Night. And we realized with all the locations and all the things we had to get ready and lined up for it, it was going to take some time. And our special effects artist, Amber Fulcher, is actually Dave Kerr's wife, and she is extremely talented. I mean, really, really talented. If y'all watch our movies and see the effects, you'll know what I'm talking about. She ceases to amaze us. But with that being said, we knew it was going to take a while to get it done. And one of the producers, along myself and Amber and Dave, is actually my wife, Jamie. And Amber and Jamie and myself all wanted to redo the Slash Nurse because we thought she was a great IP and we thought she had a lot of promise. But we also but we also wanted Dave to do it because we're like, well, look, Always Strange Night's going to take a long time to get prepared and ready. Why don't we just do a quick little crowdfunder, nothing special like we normally do. We usually go to this big pitch trailer, do the whole bells and whistles to try to get the word out to everyone. This one, Dave was like, fine, we'll do an Indiegogo. We're like, oh, great. When's it dropping? Now.
So, way to prepare, yep.
The man keeps me on my toes, but rightfully so. And then we went to town on it real quickly. We started to spread the word out, and we were really, really pleasantly shocked. Dave thought, well, maybe we can get like, 10, 15,000, nowhere near what we got for Bloody Summer Camp or Go Away, but it would still be more than what the first couple of Slasher Nurse films got, so we could still do something better. Plus, we got to work with so many great, awesome new faces and cast members, and they were more than happy to come on board to help out with this. So we already knew that on a lot of levels, this will already be better. And I even told Dave, like, I think you're crazy if you think we're even going to get 20,000 for this film. Like, you're just nuts. 15, I think, is going to be the magic marker. And I was horribly mistaken. Our crowdfunder is still up and running. We have about maybe about 10% of filming, and we'll be filming all the way through September. Our Indiegogo is a little over $500 away from hitting 55,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so like we tell all of our fans, we promise all of our fans, every cent that you give us to make these films is going to go to the film. Like, we don't profit from this. We put every little dime to it. And oh boy, we got a stellar cast for this one too. Shocker here, we got Felissa Rose to come back again.
Right. I've been trying to get an interview with her for a while, but
so amazing. And she is so sweet. We absolutely adore her. Is why we keep bringing her back. We also got Beverly Randolph from Return of the Living Dead to join our cast.
nice.
We got Brian Brimmer from Pumpkinhead to join our cast. We got Darcy, the mail girl from the Joe Bob.
Okay. That's a big hit. That's a big hit right there.
And then we also got Jim Crut from the original Dawn of the Dead. He was the zombie that walked into the helicopter and got his head chopped off. I got to actually work with him in a film just a couple of months ago called Coffin Tooth. He is such a gem and one of the most sweetest men you could ever meet in your life. And a fun little story, he actually kind of punked me on the set of Coffin Tooth. The gentleman who's taking him to from set was a mutual friend of ours, and I was telling him like how super excited I was because like not only was I going to be in the film with him, we actually were going to be acting alongside each other, and I was just so excited about this, and like I was just getting giddy like a little kid, like at Christmas time, and then I think my friend Jeff of Lidback, if you're watching, thank you, Jeff. You're a wonderful guy. I think he told him about how giddy I was, and the first time our scenes were taking place in the car, and when I first sat in the car just to kind of look over my lines, he came right in and sat like right there next to me, and before I could even say a word, because I was going to do the whole show, I was like, oh my God, Jim Crut, I'm a big fan and all this stuff. Before I could even get a word out, he looks right and goes, oh my God, you must be Michael McGlynn. I am such a fan of yours. I've been dying to work.
Wow. See, that's an amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It really was. I mean, like, it just, I was like, no, you're not supposed to say that to me. I'm supposed to say that to you.
So, are you doing all of your filming on the East Coast, or?
Oh, yeah. Well, for Slasher 15, we film usually in and around the Charlottesville area.
Okay.
Summer camp, we filmed actually at an actual camp in Charlottesville called Camp Holiday Trails. It's actually a camp for kids with special needs and the handicap, which was even greater because all the money we spent to use that camp went back to the camp. Yeah, it's like a double win right there in my book. And they were so gracious. And what was even better, all the counselors there heard that we made a film there. So we sent them a copy of it to watch. And not only did the counselors love it, after they got done watching the film, they actually went around the camp and started doing reenactments of some of the scenes from Blaze Summer Camp.
Oh. That's something I would do, yes.
Biggest form of flattery right there. It's like the counselors go, oh my God, we loved your film. It's like, here, look at what we're going to do.
And Michael, if most people don't know, you've been around in the horror industry for quite a bit. You've been as an actor, as a producer. What got you into the horror genre? I'm assuming that you're a horror fan, but how did you get into horror films?
Funny story. I've always loved acting. Like in high school, that was always my go-to. I did drama, did theater sports. But then right before I started college, I got a bug to do something a little bit more. And I actually deviated from that path. And I actually became a professional cage fighter for a while.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I did do mostly Muay Thai kickboxing fights, but I did do fights as well.
Nice.
And I actually trained and I was sparring partners with actually even some current UFC fighters. Ryan Hall, like the guy who tapped out BJ Penn, I've actually rolled with him. My first Muay Thai sparring partner was actually Brandon the Truth Vera up at Camp Springs, Maryland.
Oh, nice. Yes.
and he whooped my butt up and down the match like it was nothing.
Brandon Vera was a beast. I mean,
Oh
at
yeah.
the end of the fight, yes, he was definitely. I definitely thought he was going to be heavyweight champion at some point.
Especially when he came back, I kind of felt bad about that Weirden Fabrico Weirden fight. I thought he got called way too quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely a great fighter for
Oh,
during his time, especially in the heavyweight division.
oh, absolutely. And so eventually, what happened was I actually suffered a neck compression injury while I was getting ready for the NAGA grappling tournament up in New York. And like the night it happened, like I was actually going against a guy who was a lot bigger than me. He was about 225, and I'm like a $150 wet. And I slapped an armbar on him. He did everything right. He just stacked me up, and then I heard a pop in my neck. And that same night, I felt fine. But then next morning, I woke up, my whole entire right arm went numb on me. And I lost all feeling in my arm for almost 24 hours. And I went and had MRIs done. And they said, yeah, you got to hang it up. You can't do this anymore. You cannot be fighting anymore.
Scary.
Oh, yeah, it really was. It was a rude awakening. And then I became a coach, and I still am a part-time Muay Thai instructor out at Vanguard Gyms in Manassas, Virginia. So anyone in the area who's looking for some good kickboxing, come out and see me.
Check him out.
And I loved it. I really did, but it just didn't fill that void for me. Like it just like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't the same. And then my wife was like, telling me, it's like, well, why don't you try to figure out something else to do? And she's like, you've always talked about like, maybe going back and doing acting. And by sheer luck, my next door neighbor at that time actually knew about Dave and why when he was doing the Return of the Slasher Nurse. And I got real excited about that, and I found this information. I hit up Dave. I was like, oh my god, I've always wanted to be in a horror movies, man. Like this is such like a big bucket list for me. Like I would love to be in one. It was like, is there any way I can get in this? And Dave was like, hey, I'm really sorry, man. I don't know how to break this to you. We wrapped up filming about 2.5. We're done. But then he followed up with it. He's like, but if you want to follow me, and he goes, I am trying to do another film after this. It's going to be a camp slasher. And then I got even more excited. I was like, well, that's like my favorite genre. I mean, Friday the 13th, the sleepaway camps, the burning. I mean, I'm a diehard lover. So I was so excited for that. And then like he ran the crowdfunder and stuff. And, he gave me the option to audition, but I was like, I just don't know if that's going to really, work out. What if I don't get it? It's like, I just really want to be in one, especially camp one. So Dave offered perks like, to be in the film or like, to be killed in the film. And then I hit him. Of course, I had to hit him up. I was like, hey, what if I buy both those perks together? Like, with that, give me some scenes and give me a killing. And Dave's like, oh yeah, absolutely. We can make that. Oh, great. And then Dave was like, hey, I actually found out that you don't live far from me because he lives in Orange and I live in Culpeper, which is about maybe a 30-minute drive from each other. And he told me that he was going to have his Return of the Slasher Nurse cast party. He said more than likely some of the cast members are going to also be in my next movie. So if you want to come out and, and we can meet, I can get to know you a little bit, get to see your personality. And you can meet some of the cast and we can see what happens. And yeah, I absolutely loved his cast members. They were just a lot of fun, just overall, just really good people. Just a lot of fun. I remember one of the first ones I met from his friends was Spartacus Jones. Absolutely sweet, giant 6 foot, I think 6'4" or something, just big bag of just love. And I remember when I met him for the first time, he walked up and he goes, I'm Spartacus. And then I just looked right up. I'm like, I bet you are.
So I have a question. So in the year 2023, what is the hardest thing right now by making a movie? Horror movie in general. What's the biggest challenge?
Oh, geez. I would say all the crazy hiccups that come on the way of trying to make the film. It's like I've yet to ever be on a film where everything ran completely smoothly. Like there's always some kind of hiccup, and of course when you're crowdfunding, it's always a wild card, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, you want to do well because, I mean, of course, the more money you get, the better effects you can get, and then you can get some extra, like, you know, you can get some fun celebrities to add a little bit more charm to the film. You can get better locations to film at as well. But then, of course, if you don't get those bigger numbers, then, you know, you got to start to figure out where can you cut corners and still make the film. I mean, because that's one of the reasons why I loved working with Dave and Slasher 15 so much. You know, Dave always had a rule of thumb that if you give us 10,000, we're going to give you a $10,000 film. If you give us 25,000, well, we're going to give you a $25,000 film. You know, and like, you know, and you would be able to tell a significant difference from one to another. And I really do think that's been a lot of the charm with Slasher 15 and why the fans like have been always coming back to support us, because that's another amazing thing I've noticed just in my short time with Slasher 15 is I had seen a lot of the same backers and fans from the early days to even now still around supporting us, like, and helping us out, you know, by donating or by spreading the word out, you know, to let all their friends know about us and stuff. And like they've never faltered from us, and I can see why. I mean, you know, if you look at Curse, then go look at Return, and go look at Bloody Summer Camp. Go Away will be out. We just had our first premiere, but Go Away will be out in the next few months, hopefully. We're actually getting ready to do our final edit for distribution, and then but we're getting ready to send all of our copies out to all the fans who support us during the Indiegogo, because we always give them a special copy of it, because when you get to distribution, it's cut up a little bit more, it's shortened. All of our Indiegogo backers, we want to always give them something special. So we always give them a full like extended cut version of the film with everything, all the bells and whistles. So they're going to have things in there that no one else is going to be able to get to have ever.
Sweet. So how long, like for instance, Bloody Summer Camp or even Slasher Nerds, how long is the process? How long does it take to film a 10 to 50,000 horror flick usually?
Um,
I know it's probably a lot of hiccups that come involved that can slow down the process, but usually how long does it take?
uh, to crowdfund, we usually crowdfund. I'd say we hold on for usually about like a month or two, and then we get started filming. Filming on average, I would say, is about 2 to 3 months, sometimes a little more. And then we have to go into post production, and then we generally run another a crowdfunder for post production, so we can get good composers, good scores, great color grading, you know, really make it look as special as we possibly can. Bloody Summer Camp was definitely a lot longer, but that was also during COVID.
Yeah.
So that put a hold on a lot of people's projects. But one thing I was so proud about, like with the horror indie community in general, is like a lot of people got hit by that, but it never stopped them. Like everyone still tried to plug away wherever they could, and we got very lucky on that one too, because the camp actually, you know, relied on a lot of other business. They couldn't run the kids' summer camp, but they also would run weddings and stuff at the camp as well. And all those got canceled. And then they opened up the 10-person max rule, and they said, well, we can't really do anything else. So if y'all want to have some extra film days here, we can work with you on that during this time. And they were nothing but great to us. So we got to get back to filming a little bit quicker than some other people might have been able to. Which was definitely a big benefit to us as well. But in a lot of ways, it did benefit us even on other areas too, because it allowed us a little break for our crowdfunder to actually generate more money. And because of that, we were able to hire Dave Sheridan to come on to be our. And if y'all watch Bloody Summer Camp and you see Dave Sheridan as a sheriff, you will first thing you'll say is he was worth it. He was worth the wait, because he is hysterical in this.
Now, is Bloody Summer Camp on streaming now?
It sure is. You can watch it for free actually on Amazon Prime or Tubi.
On Tubi, okay. Okay. Now, Slash and Nurse, we're still doing crowdfunding for that, correct?
Yes.
Now, how can my fans support your film?
Oh, the best way to do it is spread the word about our campaign. You can find us on Indiegogo. Just go to Indiegogo and search the Slash Nurse. I promise it will be the first one that pops up. And you can always donate to us. Every cent counts. And another reason why I love working with these guys so much is we do a lot of fun gimmicks to raise money, and I usually put myself at the butt of a lot of the jokes. We did a pie in the face contest where people could buy pie, and all the cast members would all throw pies in each other's faces. We also did a blood balloon challenge where we did water balloons filled with blood, and we were all throwing them at each other. We turned it into a team event where it was Team Dave versus Team Mike, and we had to choose cast members to be on our teams and stuff. That was a lot of fun, and we even went as far for Go Away I found out one of our crew members actually used to do professional drag, and he showed me some of his work, and it was amazing. I mean, like I remember one of the ones he did. It was for a Disney themed one, and he did Ursula from Little Mermaid, and the makeup, the costume, everything. It was so amazing, and it just got my bells ringing, and I just got looked. I was like, out of curiosity, could you do that to me? And he just got so living. Oh my God, yes, I'd love to do that to you. And so I told everyone that if we hit a certain number during our Go Away crowdfunder, that I would do a whole dress up thing. And I did a live feed and other indie films, just to show that we love other groups too. Like, where it's not just about us.
I'd love to see that picture. Yeah.
So, Micah was born.
Okay, so what's next? We got Slasher Nurse. I think we were talking, and you're also going to be working on another project soon?
Oh yeah. Once we finish up Slasher Nurse, we are going to go back to the project we were originally going to do before Slasher Nurse, which is called An Awfully Strange Night. It is it's definitely very heavy on the comedy. I can't say much because I know Dave is probably watching me. He's like, Ethan,
don't give it all up.
Tomorrow, Michael, I will not forget this. But it is going to be crazy good. I mean, there is going to be so many things. I mean, there will be. I can't even put it in one single genre, but it will be heavily comedy. Kind of like Blaze Summer Camp was definitely like a horror comedy. Go and Slasher Nurse are more closer to true pure slashers, especially Go Away. It still has some good ha-ha moments here and there, but compared to Blaze Summer Camp and what Awfully Strange Night's going to be, it's nowhere near on that level. It's more straight slasher. But like I said, I'm a diehard fan of Dave Kerr's writing. I always have been. And what was great about him, anytime we hit a hiccup in the road and he had to do a rewrite on something or we had to change something, I swear it's like it just made it better.
Love it. I love it. And are you guys on Facebook and social media?
Oh, we sure are. You can both find us on Facebook. And if you want to follow our page, it's the Slasher 15 Productions LLC on Facebook. And the best part is, too, for anyone who's ever had that urge about maybe wanting to be in a horror movie, well, guess what? We hold open auditions for all of our films. But you're going to see a lot of familiar faces from our old films, but we always try to bring on a few new faces and sometimes a lot more. Go Away, you will definitely see a lot of the same faces you saw in Blaze Summer Camp, but you will see a few new faces. But then if people have seen a lot of our some of our early casting announcements already for Awfully Strange Night, people already will tell we got a lot of new faces that we have not worked with on that one. And Slasher Nurse actually is the same. We actually have a few handful of new people. We actually just signed on Shamar Rice. He is He's going to be working with us this weekend. Actually, he will be playing the young version of one of the adult characters from the film. Like when we do a flashback, and we also have Regina Sue, who is also new. We got Ariana Harris. She just got done working with Chase Dudley on the Gurgle's Guide to Murder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to be working with her. And actually, to be honest, the entire kids, the early kid versions of them, we did a script reading with them. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and they absolutely blew my mind away. How talented they were. Like they made me question myself. I'm like, man, maybe I need to step game up.
And let me tell my fans too, Horror Room. Michael's and I already talked. I'm gonna be taking that hour drive for the next project, and I am going to be in, hopefully, in one of your next movies.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yes. So definitely look out for that. I'll give you guys a heads up on that as well.
Yeah, we would love to have you, man.
Most definitely. All right, guys. Well, Michael, thank you for coming to
Oh,
the Horror Room. It's been an absolute pleasure. I enjoyed this interview.
thank you
Amazing.
for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
And I'm a huge fan of Bloody Summer Camp. I'm looking forward to the Slasher Nurse, and yeah, I'm looking forward. So, guys, check them out. Facebook, the crowdfunder is still up. Check these guys out. They're doing a great job to support our small independent filmmakers. All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Bye, guys.